What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so uh, as we all know, early voting has been going on in, I believe, all states now. Or at least, I think all but 3 states have early voting options, and it's been going on now for quite some time in some states. It started in some other states a couple of days ago, but whatever the case may be, in one of the pivotal swing states, North Carolina, black turnout, according to reports, is down from 2020 and nowhere near where it was during the Obama campaigns of 2008 and 2012. And that is a warning sign, a potential warning sign for Kamala Harris. Early voting numbers in North Carolina show the electorate skewing older and whiter compared to the state's voter registration, a red flag for Kamala Harris supporters and Democrats as a whole. Democrats need black voters to turn out in heavy numbers if Kamala Harris is going to flip this state. As of yesterday, black voters make up 18% of the electorate in early voting, and some Democratic operatives said they must bump that up to about 20% for Harris to be competitive statewide. In 2020, black voters were 19% of the electorate when Donald Trump narrowly won the state of North Carolina over Joe Biden. The Democrats acknowledged that without a swing in their favor in the last days of early voting or on election day, this may not be good enough, the 18%. About 36,000 more African Americans voted in person by this point in 2020 compared to now. And according to a Democratic strategist in the state, Thomas Mills, quote, that gap has to be closed among African Americans for Democrats to win. And just looking at this article. The article talks about how Obama got more registered black voters than registered white voters in the state to show up back in 2008. You may recall back in 2008, Barack Obama narrowly carried the state over John McCain by, I think it was something around a 14,000 vote margin out of more than 4 million cast back in 2008. He became the first Democrat to carry the state since Jimmy Carter in 1976. According to Tom Bonner, a Democratic data consultant, that means as the days tick by, the campaign needs a bigger election day turnout in North Carolina than they got in 2020. And he said because of the pandemic, because of the expectation of voter mode switching, that's not unrealistic. But Michael Blitzer, a political science professor at Catawba College in North Carolina, who is closely following the early vote totals, said, quote, considering that they've made major investments here, probably the most investments we've seen since Barack Obama in 2008, the early voting turnout among black voters has been a yellow flashing warning sign for Democrats. The numbers are not portending an Obama-level black turnout at this point. Well, to me, what this is indicating is that, number one, many black voters are fed up. It's not just me and a bunch of other random guys raving about the Democratic Party. These are real issues. I think we are just representatives or representing a larger growing resentment and anger at the Democratic Party for taking us for granted for so long. I mean, it is what it is. People are tired. You don't do nothing. All you do is come around every 2 to 4 years and wag your finger and talk about how it's our responsibility to come vote, protect this sister who we never heard of before until July for the most part. People who don't follow politics, just do as you're told. And the issues that we have, oh well, those aren't as important as getting this sister in there. To do what? Nothing. Nothing. It's crazy. Look, that stupid comedian that made a joke about Puerto Ricans. You notice how so many people who are Puerto Ricans who were supporting Trump now are saying, oh, I don't know if I can support this guy. Now, I get that. But why is it that when somebody like me who's black, and if we were ever thinking about voting for Trump, when some idiot with the Trump campaign or subordinate says something racist about black people, and we have our reservations, here come buck dancers. Oh, you gotta get your feelings out of it. Oh man, it's just a joke. Oh man, I mean, it's bigger things than just your feelings. See how it's a difference? Everybody else get respect. Everybody else demand respect. When we do it, we're being uppity. Amongst the group, especially as far as the vote lagging, according to the article, it is black men. Black men in particular. There seems to be an erosion. Here we go. And for Harris, it's not just a turnout problem. There are also signs of erosion in her support in North Carolina among black men, especially young black men. According to public polling, Harris is expected to win a majority of African-American voters in North Carolina and nationally, but any slippage with this group would be a blow to the vice president. Well, we've been trying to tell you and warn you for years, but they don't listen. All we get is tongue lashings and scoldings from the Obamas and other, Democratic surrogates. Never mind that when we talk about reparations or, some other package that could be disguised as reparations but called something else, because I know what it is. They're afraid that if they do something for us, that they're going to lose white support. Well, just disguise it as something else. Call it something else or attach it to something else. Make it an economic investment as far as the black community. Something. We don't even have an anti-hate crime bill. We're the biggest victims of crime. The biggest victims of hate crimes. Well, really, we kind of are one of the biggest victims of crimes, but we're the biggest victim of hate crimes. And we're the one group that don't have any legislation that's put out there to protect us from hate crimes. It's almost like you're protecting the monsters that commit hate crimes against black people rather than protecting black people. Like you're trying to appease them or something. Well, we have a right to bash those niggers. Put on an anti-hate crime bill, we might actually do some real labor, some real hard time. We like bashing the niggers. I mean, it don't make any sense. And this is the result. Will they heed this warning if she happens to lose? I don't know. Probably not. But I'll say this. I was listening to Philip Scott, and he's on to something. This means, too, that if she does lose, right, that will mean that Couch 224 is a real thing. Or as LB put it, slouch on the couch. It's a real thing. People are not showing up to vote. They're disgusted by both candidates, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. I suspect still to this day that they're underestimating the amount of people who are going to vote third party. They're not even talking about third party candidates. They've shut out Jill Stein. They shut out Dr. Cornel West. They've shut everybody out because they know that most of the third party candidates will probably hurt Kamala Harris. So they're anything but a Democratic Party. But anyway, just thought I'd put this out there for you. Saw Philip Scott talking about this, and look, it's still 5 days until Election Day, so Black voters could still come out on Election Day and maybe narrow the gap. But with just 5 days ago, this could be a warning sign that maybe she might lose after all. Maybe this polling is a little off. But you tell me what you guys think.